on networks like CBS, the WB, the CW, the USA, TCM. OK Sweethart is Erin Austin, a very talented singer-songwriter from Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can see her and her band Thursday evening at 7 o'clock at Treehouse Point in Issaquah. Get tickets by linking to brown paper tickets at bobrivers.com. Did we get the name of that place right?
Treehouse Point.
Treehouse Park. Okay. And Erin would also like to encourage you to bring your iPod to donate for Music for Memory. If you have an old iPod, it's a nonprofit. I heard about this, by the way.
It's so cool.
This is the greatest cause. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Wow. That's the guitar humming, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
that's right,
Guitars should hum. All songs should have a little behind them. But I'll turn it down until we start playing. Music for Memory. Tell us a little bit about it.
Music in Memory. They're a company, nonprofit organization, and they basically are having us collect iPods for them, and they go into units in care facilities that have dementia patients and patients with Alzheimer's, and they give a playlist on an iPod from an era that they really connect to. Oh. So if they were in high school in the 50s or 60s and they put a bunch of music on there from the 50s and 60s, you actually see these people come back
Don't
to life.
say 60s. It's a little close to too close
Boom.
to me for personal
or 40s
comfort.
or 30s or whatever.
I'm not quite in the nursing home yet.
Well, you know,
But you know what? I did this.
Yeah.
My 96-year-old grandma, Evelyn Rivers, God bless her, she passed away a few years ago. But she lived to be 96. And when she was like 90, 91, I had an old iPod. And, you know, it still had like 60 gigs of memory on it. So I loaded the entire collection music, like for her to imagine, it would have been an entire wall of records. And I loaded on all the hits in the big band era and all the stuff she loved. And at first when I brought it to her, she thought it was Martians invading. Something strange was going on because she couldn't understand how all that music could fit inside that little box. But when I put the earbuds into her in her wheelchair and started playing the music, and she started scrolling up and down all the music there, that was amazing, the look of wonderment. It opened up a whole new world.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. They have a video on their website if you go to musicandmemory.org, and you can see this great, it has like over 1 million views because it is a phenomenal video to see the difference. But the guy listens to it, and he goes from kind of hunched over to just listens to music, wide awake, talking, interacting. It's like, wow.
How did you get involved with them? Do you have a grandmother, great-grandmother, or somebody that you did this to?
My great-grandfather, he passed away when I was 17. He was 92 when he died.
Nice. You got good genes.
Yeah, and so we'll hope I get those genes.
Yeah. Just don't eat those stupid Twinkies. Don't pay any attention to that marketing.
I'll stick with Jody's Chex Mix over here.
It's gluten-free.
It's gluten-free.
Okay, so go ahead. You're great.
But I think the connection that I had to it was originally him and watching that situation and him pass away from complications from all of it and just lose himself and everything. But I was in LA last year playing some music at a family friend house, and the woman that was there had a stroke, and she wasn't communicative, but she came down and sat next to me at the piano and started crying. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what music is about, like connecting to people. So
music is that.
Yeah.
Music is the one thing designed to bring joy to people.
Yeah.
There's nothing, I mean, people will argue about which music is good or bad, but whatever your era is, whatever your music, it'll always make you happy. All right, well, you're great. The band is great. And we would love to hear you play live for us. What are you going to play?
We're going to play a brand new song that we just wrote this last month. It's called We're in This Together. And so we're going to play that one first.
All right, here they are, folks. OK Sweethart.
We were younger, we were stronger, we were fighters, and we could have it all. We're moving, shake a little, get to the top. Who's gonna stop us? Who's gonna stop us now? Every second chance to show us how to get a little better, and we're in it together, baby. We're in it together now. We were smarter, we were tougher, we had it in us to take it further. And then it dawned on us just how much we got. No one can take it, baby, we made it now. Every second chance it shows us how to get a little better, and we're in it together, baby, we're in second chance just shows us how to get a little better. And we're in this forever, baby. We're in this forever now. Forever now. Forever now. Now, every second chance just shows us how to get a little better. And we're in this forever, baby. We're in this together now. Every second chance just shows us how to get a little better. And we're in this together, baby. We're in this forever now. Every second chance just shows us how to get a little better. And we're in this forever, baby. We're in this together now.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
You just
Right.
wrote that? That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
So happy and cheerful and creative.
That's how you feel when you're planted in the San Juans, right?
Yeah,
You
it
found
feels
that?
good. It
Just
feels
moved
good.
here and planted herself in the San Juans, decided to write music.
Wait a minute, you don't live in Tulsa, Austin, or one of those places anymore?
I started doing music while I was living in Tulsa, but I've been in New York for the last 3 years, and I moved from New York to here.
The beautiful San Juan Islands. Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say? Could I ask you to play another song? I think we have time for one more.
Yeah,
What's your audience favorite, or what do you want to do?
Well, the title track from my record is a song called Home, and that's the one that I think's probably been in movies and on TV the most. So yeah, I think this is probably the crowd pleaser.
All right. Are we ready? All right.
Can we start with hand claps? Is that okay?
Start with hand clap.
I haven't gone to Roger Fisher's hand percussion
percussion
folk
session.
workshop
Can
yet,
we,
but
can we play?
Yeah, follow that guy over there.
All right, hold on.
and
Let
he's
me
gonna
turn
start
back
it.
on your reverb.
Okay.
It's no fun with the reverb when we're talking.
going
You
in-
ready?
I'm going in untrained, but I'll go.
How do we clap?
California isn't home, but it's all I got right now. And all of my friends are back in Oklahoma. Oklahoma isn't home, and everyone's left upstate New York, 'cause it's sad and lonely and people live to die there. I don't ever want to live back in Utica. Not another holiday in Utica. But I called it home, I called it home. Called it home, I called it home, home, home. I called it home, I called it home. I called it home. We thought Seattle had it right. Then the guy, he changed his mind, and somehow we ended up in San Francisco. Scared to go visit LA, but I'm sure I'll end up there someday, and I hope the fame will never motivate me. I don't ever want to live back in Utica. Not another holiday in Utica. But I called it home, I called it home. Called it home, I called it home, home, home. I called it home, I called it home. I called it home. Spend a few years on the road, I see a single face we know, but if you're there, I feel a little bit more comfortable. As long as I wake up next to you, don't care where we go or what we do, even if you're the only thing familiar. 'Cause wherever you go, I will go, and I'm sure that one day I'll be calling it home.
Okay, Sweethart.
Thank you.
That's very nice. Are you playing in Utica anytime soon?
Not anymore.
It's funny. That's actually where I was born. It was upstate New York. I was born in the city of Utica. But that line is funny. It gets me a little attention when I go home and play. But I kind of explained I have a lot of old people in my family. And at a certain part of my life, they were all passing away. And I was like, I just can't go home because no one will be there anymore. So that's really what it was.
So you really love Utica.
I do.
No,
I
it's
do.
a
surprise.
I know.
Not going back to you. Screw them.
All right. Nice to see you guys again. Come by whenever you got a great gig in the area. It's 9:54. It's time for Jody to give the last word of the day. Before I let you do that, Jody, don't forget music
And memory.
and memory. See, I
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah. .org.
Music and Memory is a nonprofit that gives seniors the gift of music. And if you go to their show, bring an old iPod.
Okay, the last word of the day is brought to you by Nissan Regional Marketing, and it was going to be Sweethart in honor of the band, but sadly, the last word of the day today is gonad.